movie or stupid comedy.
I'll have to watch
Love cheesy, stupid.
Well, then you'll love this movie. You'll love this movie.
But it has to be the right kind of stupid humor, though. Like with that movie, with Things Killing, it's one of those movies. Like they know what they can do. They know their skill. They know all that stuff. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the movie was created. Two friends joking around about something about a movie with a killer turkey, and it just went from there. It just went from, and it's just, I love it. Terrible movie, yes, but I freaking love it.
I see. Maybe I'm wrong. You tell me. I think that all right. There's a couple of things I really hated about it. There's a operator on the thing it was so stupid. And yes, it was a breast joke, which I'm fine with that. But it just seems so stupid how they reacted to it. But the lines read were so bad. I mean, I just think it would have been funny if they knew how to read a dialogue. But I don't know. You tell me. You go watch it and you tell me.
I'm gonna. I didn't even know until you showed me the YouTube trailer. This is part 2, so I'm gonna have to watch both of them.
Nice. Yeah. So to find one, it took me forever to find one. It's called Coons. It's not called Killer Raccoons. I don't know why, but it's called Coons, and it's something about bandits. And I haven't watched it yet because I couldn't find it until last night, where I'm like, how is this? Why is there no Killer Raccoons 1? So, but it was like 10 years ago. So, and they make fun of that for like, and it's a different actor. So they kept saying, oh, I feel like a different person. So, yeah. So, but I do have to watch 1. I feel like 1 would be a little better. They use stuffed raccoons as the joke. Not puppets, but like literal taxidermy raccoons.
I love it. I
like the noise they make. I don't know if they're supposed to be laughing, but for some reason it reminds me of the laughing weasels from Roger Rabbit. So every time they giggled, I thought of that. But I don't know if they're actually giggling or if they're just making supposed raccoon noises. I don't know.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it. Dadpool, how's it going, man? How's it going?
How are you, sir?
Hello.
This guy. Just seen him over on the Scene Snobs. Now he's over here on Horror with Sir Sturdy. Early as usual, which I appreciate. Yeah, he's great. He's great. We have Carissa with us again tonight.
Hello.
Worthy Chaos. Kickstarter again, guys.
Every other month. There's no rest for the wicked.
That's it.
But you said you did. I forgot what you said. How many do you have done? Like as far as written, you have
45. Between 45 and 50. Because I don't. So the first 2 are 7. The first 2 books are 7. Book 3 is 10. So right there's 24. And then I think book 4 is going to be 10 or 11. So right there is 35. And then the last one's like 13, 14. So it's probably closer to 50.
Okay.
So, but it's already written. I haven't done the scripts yet for it. So I'm on script 18. I've been busy writing chapters for the spinoff. So the spinoff just got done. So we have 5 books for the spinoff too. So those are done. So I started book 1 of series 2. And that, and to celebrate, as of 2 days ago, because I handed in 15,000 words, we are now over 1 million words written in this story.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
Really awesome. And I just have to show you guys, for those who have not seen it yet, and just to give the rest of you who have seen it a reminder, my favorite cover from this.
Yeah.
This thing is just so awesome looking.
Look, I have it in metal now.
Oh my gosh.
Metal. It's pretty. Yeah, it's the actual book.
That's cool.
It's my first issue with a metal cover. So, but it's got 80-pound glossy pages. It's so cool. It just looks awesome in metal.
I need that in metal.
I know you do.
I'm horrible at saving money when it comes to horror content. When it comes to horror stuff, I swear.
I know.
But
Um,
I have to behave this weekend. I gotta wait for another check or two because this weekend is my anniversary. So
yeah, that's important.
I can't spend money on myself.
I will say that if you did or do want to spend money on it, the funds aren't taken out till July 17th. So if anyone wants to plan, because Kickstarter doesn't take the funds out right away, it waits till the very end. So your credit card will be charged July 17th at 4 p.m. So there.
No.
But yeah. But yeah, we have this in metal. We have one gold 3D statue left. We have these little Lego figures that I just got in the mail with the Anubis. I don't know why I got these. I just thought they were adorable. So yeah. And someone bought, like, I literally posted an update and I said, oh, I have these mini Lego like figures of Anubis in add-ons, and someone literally within 4 seconds went and adjusted their pledge to add it.
Nice.
I was like, okay, so somebody likes Lego stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. So and then I have the metal. I have a issue 5 metal tier, which comes with metal trading cards, which are freaking amazing. Which
That's
one of
dope.
them is that cover
That's
you
dope.
like? Yeah. So I have, you probably won't see them, but let's see. I have 4 of them, and yours is right here. So you get the, that's the cover in metal.
Oh my god.
I do like these a lot. These metal. This is my first metal. I've already gotten like everything in metal. I'm also offering a catch-up tier of all metal covers. So yeah, that's metal's freaking expensive, but I haven't ordered those until everything else has been ordered, or I have. See, I have issue 5 right here because I make sure it's in hand before I have a Kickstarter, because I don't like to make people wait, so I got to make sure that it's, I only have the bare minimum. I have to what?
I know. I'm saying I can definitely vouch for that. Like when that Kickstarter ended,
Yeah,
I think I had my book within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like literally from the day that thing ended, I had within 2 weeks, maybe a day or two more or less. But
yeah,
that's awesome. That's just quick. Like
Mhm.
no joking, no BS. Like, oh, I'll have it to you. I'll have it to you within 2 weeks, and then it's like a month later. Like, it's not me or you hands on with this, Chris.
Or 3-4 months later.
Next year, like,
I order them the day that the Kickstarter ends. I pay extra to have a 6-day printing. So last time I got it on a Friday, I shipped them all out on a Saturday, and I didn't even get paid yet till Tuesday from Kickstarter. So I shipped them 4 days before 2 weeks. So I shipped them like 11 days after the Kickstarter ended. So yeah, I like to be as fast as possible because I'm the most impatient person. So I would think that, like, I wouldn't want to wait if I wanted it. So
and what that's so
It's
dope.
just good business.
Yeah, it is. It is. And if you can do it that way, that's just great to really be able to turn it over and get it out that fast, because you're like, okay, I know how it is to order stuff and have to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and you're excited to get it. And then sometimes you wait so long. Like on the site, I order so much stuff because I back so many independent things. I just love the creations. 6 months later, a movie's coming. I'm like, my wife's like, when did you order this? I'm like, I really don't remember. I haven't bought anything in the past 2 weeks. I don't know. It must have been a Kickstarter I backed, or an Indiegogo I backed a little while ago.
Yeah, and then I have, so issue 6 officially got done today. So the Kickstarter's for issue 5, and issue 6 just got done today. I got the last 5 pages today, and then that Kickstarter is August 15th. It starts, so that'll be the last issue in book 1 will be October 3rd, and that'll be 1 through 7 will be done, and then I give everyone a break. for Christmas so they can go spend their money elsewhere. So I won't have any Kickstarters November or December, and then late January 23rd, book 2 starts. And book 2, I know I'm biased, but book 2 is even better than 1. Because 1, you kind of have to go, you have to explain stuff and you have to figure stuff out or whatever. But like when you get into book 2, it's like all nonstop action. There's zombies, there's ghosts, there's giant salamanders. They're trapped in an insane asylum, and so I two's really good, but I have to, my co-writer hates me when I say that 3 is my favorite because 3 was the only book that I had planned for this. So like for 11 years, I had this story that I wanted to tell, and it was because of Resident Evil 2. So it's pretty much Resident Evil 2. They're trapped in a zombie infested city, and they've got Anubis tracking them, and they're trying to go through these tunnels and the city, and I just love it. So I feel bad because I've been looking so forward to 3 that I didn't remember that 2 was good. So like when I was doing the script, I was like, I don't remember any of this happening. Like I didn't know there were zombies in this. I didn't know there was all these things in here. So 2 is actually a lot better than I remember, and then 3 is my favorite. So, but yeah,
Nice.
yeah. When I started doing scripts for 2, I was just I said to my co-writer, "Do you remember any of this?" I was like, "Do you remember the giant salamanders and the?" I was like, "When did these zombies get here?" And Kickstarter, in this Kickstarter, there's an add-on and a tier that you could be drawn in as a zombie in issue 8. So you pick your clothes, you pick how you look, and then you can either stagger on and you can pick your demise. So there's 10 spots for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and my artist used to be a portrait. That's what he did, was portraits before he did this. So he's really good at drawing it to look like the person. He did I did 42 interviews last campaign, and never once did I mention that you could be drawn in as a vampire until like the last day. And I was like, oh, by the way, we drawn it, and then 3 people bought it. So I was like, I probably should have mentioned that sooner. But yeah, so if you ever wanted to be a zombie in a comic book, now's your chance.
Yeah. I definitely want to be one. I just gotta wait.
Well, but I will tell you, there's only 10 spots, but you have to wait a little longer. But if you wait a year, there'll be plenty of chances, because issues 16 through 24 are all zombies, so there's plenty of time. This is only because book 1 of book 2 issue 1, it has zombies in it.
Okay.
So it'll be your last chance for like a year, but then you'll have another chance. So if you can't get it this time, you can in a year. So and I'm determined to get book 3 done, so it will get done. Whether I have a house when it's over, I don't know, but I will get them done. Really depends how good these campaigns do. My only concern is that they're so close to the last one. So like can they afford it? Like, I don't know. I got so many new people this time because I think it was, I think all the people from the last one are waiting till they get more money. So, but yeah, I've had a lot more new people. I've had like, I think half, like 25 or so are all new people.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Congratulations on that. That's really cool. Hopefully it's going to double after this too. After this run's going to just keep doubling and doubling and doubling.
I hope. The money's important, and I really obviously need the money, but I like that the backers, I want more backers. So they've been going up. Like my very, very first soft opening of Kickstarter, where I didn't advertise or know what the hell I was doing. Not that I know anymore now, but I only had like 35 backers, which is pretty good for not going on any shows or actually advertising anything. But then my next one was 75, and then my last one was 92. So this one needs to be over 100 for me to be happy.
Oh yeah,
that's
awesome. It's trending 30 to 40 every time. So now just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it needs to go high. But we have 56 now with 19 days.
Compounds, baby.
Yeah.
It'll
19 days left. So, but this is the our vampires. in this one. For anyone that doesn't know, the series is Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Supernatural in Silent Hill and the Resident Evil world. So the first 7 issues of the first arc is book 1, and they're in Silent Hill and they're fighting against zombies, ghosts, vampires, Anubis, hellhound, zombie merman, all this cool stuff. But the big thing is that their fathers. Our main stars, Seraphina, which is angel descendant, and her soulmate, which is Draven, which is a demon descendant, and their fathers are after her to try to get the angelic weapon away from her that she was created out of. So that's kind of their goal, because it's got the power of souls and it could tip the scale of the wars towards heaven or towards hell, depending on whoever gets it. So the unique thing about our story is it's written by 2 completely different people when it comes to the characters. So I write all of Seraphina's actions, voice, and thoughts, and my co-writer writes everything for Draven. So when you're reading these, you can see the absolutely completely different personalities. Seraphina is like me, who talks nonstop and barely thinks, and then you have Draven, who thinks all the time and barely talks. So those are the 2 personalities of us. So it's a more unique way to do it, but it's because we were role players, and that's how it was written. So we role played it for 2 years, and this was not planned. We did not say, hey, let's write a story and then make a comic book. Nope. It's like, we wrote a story, let's make a comic book. So there you go. And now we've got a damn comic book.
I find that very interesting. I know I mentioned this last time when you mentioned it during the episode, but the whole co-writing thing, like, were you both just in writing for each character? You have the basis of the story, but it's like you're writing your portion of it how you would say it as this character, and your co-writer is doing the same thing, and then you guys just meet in the middle and make it work and make it mesh somehow. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's different. I didn't talk about it that much last time because I never thought about it being different, because I role played and I was like, oh, this is how you do it. So I never really thought, but it is a little bit more unique, because when you read a story, even if you have co-writers, usually they still didn't write just one character, So it is a little, but it gives them such a uniqueness to it, especially in this issue. I mean, it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet in hell. It's not mushy or anything, but they do have obviously feelings for each other. But they never say it. Like, Draven never says it. He thinks it. Like, he's like, I can't, he goes through this internal struggle to try to express his feelings for her, and he gets none of it out, and winds up, after 3 pages of struggling, he's just like, don't leave. That's his most romantic thing he could say in the next 3 books, is just don't leave. And she's like, okay. so that's it. That's our romantic demon right there, is just don't leave. So, but you can obviously tell that they're, they protect each other and they do whatever. But neither one thinks that they're worthy for the other one. He's an assassin, so he's killed people, he's tortured people. He just doesn't think he's worth it. And she causes all the chaos. So, hence the name. She's worthy chaos. But she causes so much trouble for him. All she does is feel guilty all the time. So she feels like a burden, and of course he doesn't care. So. But yeah, it's like a survival. It would be a great survival game. Survival game. 2-player, just one do the other one, and then you just fighting. I think it would. Someone said that the other day, like, you should make a game from this. I was like, if I had intelligence like that, I probably would think about it. But I'm lucky I got a comic book made.
Just gotta connect with the right people.
Yeah. Well,
I may have some connections.
Oh, yeah.
With, what is it? Actually, you know what? Let me play. I have this can tell you even better. Contacting these guys right here.
A new video game developer expo is coming to New York's Tech Valley region. One Upstate, a celebration of games and the people who make them, is coming to Albany, New York in 2023. Visit oneupstate.com for more information.
I might have to contact them.
Boom, them right there. Which I know, perfect plug time. That was good. That was good. Perfect. That was. You can't do one better than that. You can't do one better than that. But no, seriously though, and a good friend of mine is a part of that. It's connected with that, but I think they would be a great thing to discuss, because you already have a story and everything. The characters, you have everything.
Yeah,
It's just like, okay, now put this in a video game somehow with
it's
this cool
complete.
story, these characters.
Yeah, it's
And
complete. It's not only it would kind of probably resemble, it would be Resident Evil and Silent Hill. It would be, you're trying to solve what's going on, and while you're defeating, you know, all these horrible things like the zombie merman and all this stuff. Yeah, I'd play it.
yeah,
Obviously. Yeah. But
yeah.
I also need it to be an animated series eventually too. So that's the ultimate goal, is the animated series. But now I'm thinking game would be good too. Horror games are in, man. People love that stuff.
I don't know if I know anybody for animated series. I could try it.
We'll have to
But
plug that next time. You have to find
Yeah,
some animated
hey,
people and be like, "Want to be on the show?"
Just
I'm
keep putting
sh-
it there. Just keep
put it
putting
in
it
the air.
there.
Put it out in the air. If you know
Wow.
anybody, hey,
It'll come to
contact one
you.
of us. Dead serious about this.
Yeah. Well, we'll see
And
how it goes.
the independent gaming, though, I do feel like that is. I don't want to say neither one is not reachable, but I feel like that one is maybe easier reachable in a sense.
I do hear that it's hard to do a video game, but it's definitely not as hard as an animated series. But plus, I mean, if you if you have the horror game, they're more likely to want the animated series, because I mean, Resident Evil 2 made me want the damn movies, and they screwed it up when they came out 6 years later. Bastards. I just remember sitting in the theater so excited when I saw the umbrella symbol, and I was like, "Oh my god." And then I was like, they don't show you anything. You know, it's a teaser trailer, and I'm like, I've been waiting 6 years for this. And then I'm sitting there in the theater when it turned, you know, because back then, when us old people, you know, you couldn't Google trailers. You had to wait at the movie theater for these damn trailers. I'm sitting there, not one character from the freaking game is in there. And then they have liquors, which doesn't even happen until 2. So this was like a prequel. This was like 0 in the wrong place. It was a good movie. It just wasn't Resident Evil because it wasn't any of the characters. So
yeah.
And then Mila, how do you say her name? Mila? I don't know.
Yeah, Mila. What the fuck's her
Yeah,
name?
that. She stole all of Claire's moves. Like, there's a move where she runs and the helicopter shoots at her. That's from like Code Veronica or something. Like, you can't just steal someone's effing moves. What the hell? I actually remember saying that now they can't have. They did wind up bringing her, and they made her blonde. But I was like, oh, they can't bring in Claire Redfield now. They just stole all her cool moves. And then they brought in, you know, who I liked, the actress from Final Destination. I liked her, but she was blonde. Like, Claire's never been blonde ever. So I don't know why movies do stupid things, like stupid changes that don't really help. They just like
the ones they do.
I don't know how they fuck it up.
Yeah, you have the source material.
It's all there. It's done for you. Your work is done. And it's already proven that millions of people enjoyed it. This is
not only that, but these millions of people that have enjoyed it, guess what? They bought it on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5.
GameCube. I had to buy it on GameCube so I could play Resident Evil 0.
What am I saying?
You could probably say that like 50 to 60% of the fan base has spent $500 on this damn thing in their lifetime. $600 easy. You know what I mean?
I'll say at least a grand.
I have the Biohazard comics that I can't even read.
Oh no, you're right. Because there's like 20 games.
Yeah,
it's got to be way more than that.
You got to think of the people.
Then you throw in DLC and shit.
Yes, I was gonna say you got to think of the people that have every single game of Resident Evil ever made and every single DLC ever created. Not even. Let's just say that's just the gamer portion. Not even the portion of, you know, like comic books, movies, and everything. Just the games.
Yeah, bonkers. We're talking. Oh God.
I'm just
very,
saying,
very, very, very true.
I feel like they fail on purpose. Like, they must fail on purpose. Like, how do you screw this up? You have all the characters. You know what they look like.
I think you know what I think it is, honestly, with certain video game movies, and I think Street Fighter and Chun-Li are a great example of this. And from what I hear from, I've never watched the Resident Evil movies, is I think they underestimate the intelligence of gamers and how deep these games and the stories in these games really are, to where it's like, okay, we could just give it the title, throw a few characters in there, and they're gonna be satisfied with that. It's like, no, we want the story. We want the actual story of the game. That's why we like the game, because the monsters and stuff, yes, but we love the game
We love
because
the
of the freaking
characters.
story. Because
Like,
of the
okay.
characters. You get a connection with these characters. Like, you spend hours, like some people spend 100 hours on one game.
I role
for a
played
reason.
Claire Redfield for 15 years. Like, I want to see Claire Redfield done right, damn it.
Yeah. But and that right there should tell you something. Like, people spend hours on these games, 30, 40, 50, 60, hundreds of hours on these games that you make it, the ones that you make into movies, and you still don't figure it out. Like, you have people spending 30 plus hours on these games. Why can't you put that into a movie, or better yet, do it into a series? Because you can't do it with the movies.
They
If you want to do a live action, do a series.
I don't know. I mean, the
Easier.
CGI ones are pretty good. Death Island looks great. I'm excited to get Death Island's CG version. They're all going to be in it. But like, I just so like they came out with Welcome to Raccoon City, right? And I was super excited, and it was very fan based this time. However, they were so fan favorite towards it that they screwed it up by squishing 3 movies into one. Like, it was Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, and a little bit of 3 squished into an hour-and-a-half movie. And it was so fan-based that my poor husband had no idea what was going on. and then even them, they screwed up, and it wasn't enough for me to get mad about it. But like a simple thing, they switched the 2 characters in Alpha and Beta team. Like, there was no reason for it. It didn't accomplish anything, but they switched Richard and Brad, I think. And I was just like, why did you do this? Like, why is he like the stupidest thing? Why would you do that? Maybe to switch the deaths out. I don't know. But it was so forcefully rushed that you couldn't really have time to enjoy any of it. Like, they're in Resident Evil 1 where they're in the mansion, and that's great. And then you have Resident Evil 2 going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why are you doing this to me? So
again, I think a big reason for it is the underestimation of gamers, even though they're gamers, quote unquote nerds.
But
and it's just lazy.
Yes.
And it's lazy. It's lazy. It's just like, oh, again, I can hook these guys in. Just like with any other type of movie that we go and watch the remakes of thousands of times. Not the ones that do great, that are great movies, but the ones that are just like,
it's honestly because they haven't completely transitioned to just doing what the fuck they should have been doing from the get-go and just making it good and just letting the lore be what it is and just making it real. They're still just cash grabbing and still just like, oh yeah, you can have creative freedom. You're gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but even if you're cash grabbing, like, what? It takes more work to do the stupid changes they do.
That's what I mean.
It's actually more work. Like, first of all, to make Claire blonde is the stupidest, easiest fix. Like, it made no sense. Like, you made her blonde, and I why? Like, tell me what? And then they're like, oh, we fucked up. Let's make her red haired in the next movie.
You want to change certain things about stuff like this, you have to have the input of the original people that do it. And it has to be their idea. Like, yo, you know what? My original idea for this person was this. Or I always wanted to see this from this character. And then you make that change. Unless it's them, you don't touch it.
If I like what you're saying right there. Like, say if it was one of the creators of the game, after the game is out, created, has its popularity, and they're like, listen, I wish I would have did this. Boom. Okay, let's use these ideas for a movie.
Bro, case in point, 2 examples in different medias that did that. Dragon Ball Z, when it went to Dragon Ball GT, fucking he was not involved. Then the other one, video games. Metal Gear Solid. Once fucking Hideo went away, guess what? It was like, what the fuck is going? Okay, it's still Metal Gear. Okay.
They're made by people that have never even seen a trailer for the game, because really, it's not that hard to do, like you said, all the source materials there. This is even a book. You don't even have to know how to read. You just have to watch videos of someone playing it to figure it out. Like,
you just said you don't have to know how to read. Hear that, Vin Diesel?
You don't. You
that was
don't
for you,
have to
Chris.
know how to read.
Shout out to you. Yeah. Stories from the bar.
What up, Chris?
Yeah, had to store a jab for my co-host.
Yeah, you don't even know how to read. You just have to watch the trailer and you know, copy it. Like, are they thinking we're gonna get bored if they make it exactly how the game is? Because I wouldn't be. I've played the game 17,000 times in a row. I'm not gonna be bored watching it on screen.
Oh no. Obviously, you got to throw a little story in between it, which is fine, but have the main source material be the game.
I
Source
spent a
material.
week straight to record and edit without editing material, without an editing program, Resident Evil 4. I had to record it while I'm playing it and not screw it up. So like I would have to literally pause it, put a tape on the screen. So go do all the shit I have to do, come back and put it right back where it goes to start the video over to keep recording it. So I went through all this shit to do. I probably worked harder making my DVD than these fuckers did making a damn movie. So this is me off. I might have some issues, but yeah, it's been how many years and I'm still upset about it.
Let it go, let it go.
I mean, the only one I could like tolerate is Wesker in one or two of the movies because he was brutal. But the other ones, I think they screwed him up. He made him kind of like a whatever. But like I did fan movies, I did fan videos for my own story, and I did better than these people did with their movies. So,
Can't
and
wait to see it all.
Yeah.
Dadpool right here saying Blumhouse gets it. The first Five Nights at Freddy trailer, fans reacted. Blumhouse made the changes for the most recent trailer, so that's good.
But you see, but like they waste all this money, like the Sonic movie.
Yeah,
like,
thank you. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
you know what he looks like. Why did you make him the other way? And then, like, is it like a joke? Is it like a joke to you? Like, it's like you make this, and then people, they spent millions of dollars to fix it because the fans told you to. You shouldn't need the fans to tell you to. Did you turn on the game?
I'm wondering. You know what? I'm wondering if it's one of those things.
Ego of the artist and artistry. Everybody has to put their personal thumbprint on something.
Is it that, or is it okay? We have the real version right here.
I knew you were going to say that.
We're going to drop this when we drop it, but we're going to get
with you, get your attention
because it gets your attention more. Because negative reaction for whatever reason we're attracted to it. We love it for whatever reason as a whole. Because and the reason why I say that is because say they came with Sonic the way he was supposed to look the first time, people are going to that's cool, that's going to be it. The movie's going to come out, but they throw the shitty one out. Oh my God, that looks horrible. You have so many people talking about it. Even people that wouldn't even think about talking about Sonic are going to be talking about that.
Did you see the movie with
and then they go and fix it. And then they get the, oh shit, hell yeah, they fixed it. Now I'm definitely going to see this.
It could be. Did you see the movie with the Rescuers where they had Dark Sonic or Ugly Sonic or Dark Ugly Sonic?
I was going to say, what movie was that? I was just trying to think of it.
Yeah, it was the Rescuers. It was a live action rescue.
Yeah, the Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rangers, that's it.
Yep.
And they had the ugly Dark Sonic there, signing autographs. And I actually really that movie could have been better, but I do stupidly and weirdly love crossovers. So seeing like the different characters in there, I absolutely loved it. It was awesome. But it could have been a better movie. But I thought it was very cool to watch, to see your characters and you know all that fun stuff in there. So yeah, it was a good movie. I'll probably never watch it again, but it was good. I mean, like Ready Player One was like the ultimate Easter egg movie. I mean, it was made literally just for Easter eggs. It was just all Easter eggs all the time. So yeah, you know, Freddy. You could play Freddy Krueger. You could play the Kit Car. You could play anything you want. So yeah. I love those movies. I'm all for it, you know. Just like I love the Mario. They were saying, "Oh, the Mario Brothers was lazy because they made it the way we wanted them to."
That's right. You put us smack in the middle of the world that we've always wished we were a part of.
Yeah.
Yo, I was after I seen that movie in theaters with my wife. I was telling my friends, I was being dead serious. I was like, "Listen, go see this movie twice. The first time you go see it by yourself or with the wife. The second time you go see it, bring the kids."
Yeah.
But I was like, this movie was made for us.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you have little kids in the house, you got to bring, it's like, I have to bring them. Not like I want to bring them to see it. It's like,
I loved it. I loved it. And it made $1 billion. It made $1 billion.
It was awesome.
for the people like, oh, it's lazy, it's yeah, it's literally made for the fans. That's who you're making these effing movies for. It's for the fans.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what they're thinking. But
And
yeah,
I was nervous to see it just from the track history of video game, not TV shows, but video game movies that I've seen. I'm just like, oh, they just do what? Did they even play this game? At least watch it. Did they not even watch a trailer? Did they look at the cover of the game? Read the back of the book? Nothing? What is this?
I mean, look at the first Mario movie we had. I mean, it could have been worse, you know.
We reviewed that a few weeks ago, and that was over on Popcorn and Pints, and that was rough. And we just reviewed Street Fighter.
I actually like that movie. Like, it's not a Mario movie, but I find it so bad. It's good. Like, I like watching it. But it was horrible. And they said that they were drunk the whole time. They hated it. They said it was the most torturous situation they've ever been into. They were drunk all the time just to get through their scenes. But they did it was so awful. It was so bad. And you know what's weird about that? After all the changes they did, out of all the things they screwed up on, the number one thing was it wasn't even Princess Peach. It was like, what was her name? Like,
it was Daisy. The other
Daisy. Yeah.
Yep.
And then they flip-flopped.
Yeah.
Because the blonde was fucking, it's stupid.
Yeah. And then Toad was that guy with the guitar.
That movie made no damn sense. I mean, I know it's a Mario Brothers movie, but still, even for the game,
it's not a Mario movie. I don't know what the hell that was, but that was awful. And they actually thought they were getting a sequel. That's so cute. You know, at the end where they're like, "Oh, there's more." No, there isn't.
Yeah. No, we didn't need a sequel to that.
No. And the best part of that entire movie was Yoshi, and he was in it for like what, 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he looked like a T-Rex.
Yeah, he should have been in Jurassic Park. Not Mario.
No, that was a pretty good little T-Rex. Poor little Yoshi. But yeah, that's a horrible movie. I don't know what the hell they were doing. And apparently, like, they changed the script like every hour. Like, they'd be like, "Here's your new lines," and they'd be like, "What the hell?" So I can't even imagine. Scrap
that one. Throw it away.
I'm surprised you could still get it. I would have thought they would have like burned it. And then John Leguizamo was mad because Chris Pratt was the voice. He's like, he's not Italian. Neither are you. You're not Italian. You were in the movie. What? So yeah, I did think it was cute though in the Mario Brothers how they were like they had to say "it's a me," but it was like a commercial. That was like just to give it to the fans. I mean, you have to admit it. It'd probably be really annoying if you talk like that through the whole entire epic movie. Like, come on. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it would. You know what? It would get it may get a little old after a while.
A little bit. Imagine that's all he said. Like, there were no other lines. It's just it's a me, Mario.
Let's go.
I was about to tell
every scene. Every time they change scenes, let's go.
Let's go.
I was about to lie to you guys and say I'd get up and work out, but it depends on who paid. If I paid, I'm staying there and watching it. If my wife paid, if she walks out, I'm walking with her.
Yeah.
That's how I
there was just, the only thing that was kind of like because you ever watch Pitch Meeting?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, you got to watch Pitch Meeting. So they had Pitch Meeting, and he points out like everything it's like Cinema Sins, but like in a fun, more like, oh, we're gonna do it this way. But he made a very good point, which I didn't realize while I was watching it. So she makes him do the obstacle course over and over and over again, and then he never actually completes it. She's like, all right, let's go. Like, what was the point of doing it? It was just like over, like it was like hours of him doing it over, and he never actually completed it. So, but yeah.
that was a funny part of it. I was like, he's bad at this.
I didn't play. I'm old, so I didn't play like the newer Mario. So I didn't know the cat. I knew it existed because I had seen it, but I didn't. I've never seen him be the cat. I saw him. I played him as the raccoon. That was my favorite when he was the raccoon.
Part 3.
In 3, yeah. But some reviewer who obviously had never played Mario in their life, they're like, oh, and they made him a cat. They don't know Mario at all. Like, no, you don't know Mario at all.
That was in one of the like Sunshine or something, Chris.
Which one? The little sprite?
The cat?
When is he the cat?
No, I don't think that was Sunshine. I think that was Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Galaxy or Odyssey. I think it was Galaxy.
Okay.
I think that sounds familiar.
The latest one I played was 64. That's why I was asking. I knew it was something after 64.
I actually never beat the game when I was a kid, so I've never actually beat Super Mario Brothers ever. because there was no save. So you had to get all the way through it, and I was just not good. I'd always get to the very end castle when it speeds up and the music gives you a heart attack, and I've never been able to beat it. So I completely gave up on it. So my life has never been fully completed.
Sorry, it was the new Super Mario 3D World when they did that.
The cat?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when they went back to the side scroll, but it was 3D.
Gotcha. I like the little cat. I think it looked cute as a cat. But nothing beats the raccoon. So I just want to make sure my my opinions are stated.
The frog was dope. I like the frog. The frog was cute.
I didn't get to play any frog. What is his? I guess he could jump.
He literally just turned into a frog and could just rip.
That and it's good for the if you have to swim.
Yeah,
the water, and that's it. Jump higher and swim.
I might have to play more Marios. I've only played the original where you couldn't save it. So like your life is over just trying to play this damn game. I think we've paused it for 24 hours. I think we paused it for 24 hours once because my mom's like, we have to go to bed. I'm like, but I got so far.
Don't get me started on that.
What did she do? Turn it off? Reset it? Unplug it?
Me and my dad were playing through Resident Evil 3 together, and we got pretty damn far, and I didn't have a memory card. So we fell asleep in the living room, left it on. We woke up. Mom decided while she was cleaning to go, why the hell is this shit on? Turned it off when we got up. What do you think? We're related to the fucking power company? Okay.
Man.
Okay.
I've been there with no I had no memory card or no empty memory card. And I'm like, oh crap. What am I supposed to do? That's probably another time I had it saved for like 2 days straight. But yeah.
Did you argue with her, Chris, or did you just accept it?
From home. No, I'm just kidding.
Ran away from home.
I told her that she wasn't my mom. No.
He disowned her.
No. My dad was like, what the hell?
I know.
Have you ever watched The Simpsons back in the day when they were playing the boxing game?
See, I make sure I stay ready these days.
I had so many. I was such a paranoid saver.
Yo, next time you visit your mom, Chris, just bring that over and put it on the table.
PTSD, okay?
I was such a paranoid saver. I would like save it on 2 different cards in case one card got corrupted or some stupid thing. I was always terrified that it would not.
That was one thing that would piss me off with the PS1 and the PS2 is out of nowhere, memory card, nothing happened. The memory card's been sitting perfectly fine in the PlayStation. Nothing. You didn't even bump it. You didn't touch it. Nothing. All you did was turn the PlayStation on and off. All of a sudden, memory card corrupted, and you're halfway through a damn game, and you're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm just gonna play something else now. I'm done.
That's the worst. That's torturous right there.
Mm-hmm.
You bringing back my nightmares, man. Knock it off.
That's what happened with me in The Last of Us with my PS3. I was in the middle of playing it, and then all of a sudden, it bricked the system. It did an update on the game, and then it overheated and bricked the system, so I had to get another one. So I never finished it, so I'm playing through it now.
Man, I have so many unfinished games because of that. Like, you get so far, and it just corrupts, and you're like, I'm not doing all that again. It's like it's a job. Like, why wouldn't I play it again? Like, I got so far, I can't redo it. What do you mean it's a game? But no,
But you put all that time and effort into it, especially like if you're thinking like, okay, as soon as I get this game done, now I can jump onto this game next. Once I get this game complete. And then once that game messes up to the point of where, like, if it's within the first, I'll say maybe even 2 hours of a game, depending on how long you take on a game, to where you still didn't get real far, you're just still feeling the game out and learning, depending on how often you can. Say if you can play for 20 minutes or a half hour a night, if you play every night, or you play an hour a night every Saturday, and you only get that far in. If you mess it up, then fine. But once you're about 6, 7, 8 hours into a game, then you're just like,
you guys probably never even heard of these games, but there's a PC game called Hero's Quest where you have to get your character. You could be a thief, a magician, or a fighter. But I was always a thief because if you
Twinson's Adventure, Twinson's Odyssey.
Yeah. So So you have to build up your character's like skill level.
Yeah.
So like I would climb up trees for like 3 hours or throw stones for like 4 hours. So when mine corrupted at the very end, after like 100 hours of climbing up trees, I was like, I'm not doing this ever again. I was so mad. And I've done it. It took me like 20 years to go back. And then there was another game, which you guys probably don't know, but it's called Countdown. And you wake up in an insane asylum and you had to type in what to do. It was so exhausting. So we didn't realize it was timed because we didn't have Google back then. So, you know, you're old and you're playing a game. So by the time I got out of the asylum, which took freaking months because it has real time. So by the time I got out, you had to get to a bomb and defuse it. But because it took me so long to get to the asylum, I finally got out after months and I had no time to defuse the bomb. I kept blowing up. I was so mad. It took me like 20 years to go back and play this game. And I was like, it's got the worst graphics in the world. Like, it's like, you know, you can't even see what's going on. You have to like, the game would like skip because it's so old. It would be like freeze. The whole game system would freeze. But yeah, I played it for months. I finally get out it. We couldn't figure out, again, because we didn't have Google. We couldn't figure out how Roman numerals worked. Like, it was like you had to figure out these Roman numerals. And it took literal months to figure out these Roman numerals. And by the time I got out, the whole world exploded. I was so mad. But I finally went back and beat it. So I accomplished something in my life.
There you go.
Yeah.
Counts.
Yeah. I still have to beat Mario Brothers, though. It's been like 40 years. I still have to go back.
I mean, I don't know if you have a Nintendo Switch or not, but you can get it right on there.
I
And
don't.
you can save it on the Switch. You don't even have to worry about.
That's cheating. You can't save it.
That's called saving time, energy, and at our ages now, our lives. It's a lot of stress
That's
we don't
called
need.
they fixed it, and now that makes it a perfect game.
So when I played Resident Evil 2, I think I told you last time, I didn't have the instructions. So like it took a really long time to not walk Leon into the fire. So by the time I played the game, I finally went out and bought it. I bought that and Final Fantasy VII, and I brought them home. I was so mad that Resident Evil 2 had auto aim that I didn't know about for the entire game. Like, it was so infuriating to be like, what do you mean there's auto aim? Like, then you just walk into a room and you do auto aim to see if there's anything hiding because it'll tell you, it'll whip, you know, in the direct. So yeah, I played it the hard way. So yeah.
The way, yeah.
It was torture, I tell you. Not a good time. Actually, that's my favorite game. Now I want to play it again. I have it on like every system. So like I can play it on GameCube or PlayStation 2 or whatever the hell I have. My husband wants PlayStation 5. And you want to know why? You want to know the game that he wants? He doesn't play video games. You want to know the game he wants? It's a lawnmower game because he likes mowing the lawn. Like, he wants PlayStation 5 for mowing them. I'm like, go mow the lawn. He's like, yeah, but I could do this inside. I'm like, I'm not buying PlayStation 5 for that. But now I got to wait because the next system will come out and then the next Resident Evil movie will come out. And I have to wait. So I literally bought systems just to, like you said, I literally bought systems just to play Resident Evil. It's
an addictive thing. It's an addictive thing. Which,
like, I mean, I don't. Somebody bought me the Resident Evil 0. So I was like, well, now I need to get GameCube. Well, since I bought GameCube, let me get all the games for GameCube. So, yeah. And then Resident Evil 4 came out. I don't think that was on GameCube. It was later after I bought the new system that came out on GameCube. But I couldn't wait. So, but I had the you know, the nerds liked me. So like I would get all the cool shit that nobody else got. I got the demo for Resident Evil 4. They took it right out of the system in the store.
Nice.
Went home, played it I called in sick to work to play this game nonstop. And all you did was get to the village, and I got killed by the chainsaw. So I screamed so loud, you have no idea.
Still had some fun with it though.
Oh, it was awesome. I was so excited because I loved Leon. So to see I bought that jacket, by the way. It cost me $100 and it literally weighed like 40 pounds. I could never wear it. It was so heavy. And I wanted my husband, like I kept it for like 20 years waiting for my husband. He's like, this is too heavy. I can't wear this. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this fucking jacket? It had the sheepskin in it. It was awesome. Just
decoration.
Like, it was awesome. Yeah. I have the doll. somewhere. What the hell did I do with it?
Excuse me.
I have the Resident Evil doll I made somebody in Japan make. I just had it out, but then I hid it somewhere because I took it out. I was like, I'm going to break this someday. Yeah, it's somewhere. I'll have to find it.
Was this Dracula the first vampire movie?
You tell me.
There was a black and white silent one.
Before this one came out in 1931.
Yeah, there was a black and white where it was like all bald. The guy was just like all bald. I'll show it to you.
He was bald?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He was all white and just
actually,
all
you know what?
bald.
That's not surprising though, because it's something you can kind of do as a silent film. Fairly easy in a sense of just kind. I mean, I guess it would kind of be like a play on mute in a sense. That's the best way I can describe. Minus the talking, I guess.
1922 or let's
so
see,
a few years ago.
Yeah, Bela Lugosi was 31, but there was another one in 22.
Nosferatu.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. I knew it had a different name.
Oh, okay. So Nosferatu. Okay. And you know what's funny is they mentioned Nosferatu a few times in this movie.
Yep. And I don't know if you noticed, but the guy that was there going to see him, Renfield,
yeah.
Yeah, and then fucking Constantine and
I haven't seen Renfield. Was it good?
He
does not like Nick Cage.
Not like is an understatement. But no, the movie was decent. Nicolas Cage was not in it for like throughout the whole movie. It wasn't his movie. It was really Renfield's movie. Nick Cage was in it here and there. It did annoy the hell out of me because I did see it in theaters. But it wasn't a horrible movie. I can admit that. Would I watch it again? Probably not, unless I had to review it. Other than that, no. I don't need to see it.
I don't mind Nicolas Cage. I like Nicolas Cage.
I'd watch it again.
I love The Rock. I love The Rock. The movie and the actor, but I love the movie. Con Air. No. I love him in Con Air. You just don't know how to have fun, man. Just enjoy it.
I get annoyed. I get angered. And
that's right.
I liked it. What else? I mean,
you gotta at least know that reference. You're a car guy, man.
Was it Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yeah, it's when they're getting low, right? They're getting amped up. They're getting ramped up to go steal all the cars.
I'm honestly, I think I only seen that movie once, maybe twice, maybe both times with my father. I think I haven't seen it since. They made a remake of Nosferatu in 2000 with Willem Dafoe as a vampire. So it was good.
I think I remember that. I didn't see it, but I remember that.
Well, did you see the one from 1922, the silent film? If you did, how was that one, Dadpool?
Yeah, I haven't seen a horror movie. I haven't seen any silent film. I wouldn't know what to do with myself during a silent movie.
I think I can kind of deal with it. Maybe even if I had like some sort of let's say in the horror realm, music playing in the background, kind of light, and just watching the picture go along with it. Even if not music without sound, like an instrumental but like a horror-esque film, even if it was if I was watching Nosferatu, but I was listening to like a Dracula type of sound, if there is something, minus the verbiage. Oh, it was creepy.
So what? Like the words come up on screen and what's happening, or the words are like
no, it's just a picture. Like
there's no words at all?
I know what Nosferatu looks like, though.
No, I know what he looks like. Yeah.
I just have yet to see any of his work. But I need to check something out. Why not?
He's a daywalker now.
He actually looks creepy.
Right? He does look creepy.
He looks creepy, which is something you do want in a horror film. And honestly,
looks like a bat.
I can even say it with this movie here with Dracula.
Yeah, he does look like a bat. I
like how these movies were good to be in black and white. There's an updated Dracula right there. Well, updated from 1931. It's not updated at all. You know what I mean, though.
Updated.
It was updated at one point, and at one point it was. But he's creepier looking than Dracula. Scarier looking than Dracula. And I kind of wish that just from seeing it, I don't know Nosferatu story and all that, but I am going to learn it at some point. I kind of wish that just from the visuals of the two vampires, that's the one that kind of carried on. I feel like if that's the one that carried on, we would have gotten more again, I don't know the story, but just going from the visuals, I think we've gotten more creepy, scary, maybe even more gory vampire films. I'm sure there's some out there that I have not seen, but I'm just saying, just in general, instead of the more romantic type that we get, even in the horror realm. But because Dracula has like the I don't even want to call it charm, because it's not charm, because it's, in a way, it's forceful. You know what I mean? With whatever the hell he does with his vampire powers, like how he was making what was her name? Mimi? Listen to her. Like it started from when her father was like, listen, Minnie, whatever her name is, Minnie, go to bed. And she was like, but Dad, I want to stay up. And Dracula was like, I think you need to listen to your father. And she just went to bed. I'm like, what did you say?
He compelled her.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word. That's the word.
Compel.
No, but and that's literally, to me, this is a great example of Hollywood doing Hollywood and making it sexy, because they're like, hey, we gotta appeal it to people. We can't scare the fuck out of everybody, and we can't fucking send people screaming off and worrying. And so let's make it where we can tell a story. The women are gonna like it because of the intrigue and the suspense, and the dudes are gonna like it because there's like that power dynamic, and he's just an alpha, you know.
It was already written to as that, but I do get what you're saying, and I do see why it pulled that way. But I just think I'm more of a horror fan than all that. The horror aspect of it, even if Dracula was portrayed to be a sexy vampire, female vampire throughout history, I'd still rather it be the creepy look of it with the scariness of it, just because you get sexy in everything. You get sexy in horror.
A movie on Elizabeth Bathory, and then you've got your I don't know if she was sexy, but she killed 600 girls.
See?
That's a true story. She was Elizabeth Bathory. She's the one that started she's the first female vampire, they said. She do you guys know this, or I mean,
no, I'm intrigued.
So she was don't quote me, I think it's Hungary, but what happened is she always was obsessed with her vision and being young and everything, and one day she slapped her maid, and a drop of blood got on her skin, and she swears that skin looked fresher and younger in the morning. So she started killing all these girls. And she would drink the blood, but she would also hang them above her and then bathe in her, which is funny because her last name's Bathory, but she's like a villain. Like, you wouldn't believe her name was really Bathory, but she would like bathe in the blood. So she started a finishing school for young women to come to the house, and she killed over 600 girls. They would just literally come to the castle and she would kill them, and no one ever wonders why they didn't come back. Like,
wow.
So she killed 600, and then they finally realized, wait a minute, nobody's come back from this finishing school, and it's been years.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So she's considered the first female vampire. So Stay Alive kind of played on it. They used her as the villain, so they kind of they kind of used a lot of the live, the realistic points. But it's just amazing to think that this chick got away with killing 600 girls and was like, well, she didn't get away with it, but I mean, she got away with it long enough to kill 600 girls.
That's a lot of that's a lot.
Yeah.
The way Dracula's film was great. The darkness, except for his eyes lit up. He was a pimp.
Cool. He was a pimp.
He basically, he was, but not like he would literally just use his words and his what's the word you used again, Chris?
Compelled.
Compelled.
Well, that's his charisma, that's his charm, that's his power.
Yeah, but all vampires have that power.
They do.
And like,
supposed to.
Mine don't. Mine have no charm.
And it was obviously, I didn't find it scary at all. I mean, it's from 1931, but it's
different time.
Yeah, way different time. It wasn't a bad movie though. It definitely wasn't a bad movie. I do feel I'm happy I seen it in black and white. Stay in black and white, please, with this exact film here. Just because a few times, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was laughing at the bats.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. I just started laughing at the bats. And I'm like, this is so freaking funny, but it doesn't bother me. And at the same time, so when they first get in, like when Renfield first gets to Dracula's castle and he like first goes in, and it's showing like the background and all that, and you see all like just the the outline of the windows and the doors and the frames and all this stuff. Part of me was like, I kind of wish I could see that in color just a second, because I love looking, like, when you see these in movies and stuff. It's awesome. Castles look so damn cool. I would love to go inside of one. I'm a little scared though. Those kind of ghosts might be the ones that, you know, hate people that look like me. So I don't really want to go in there and ruffle some feathers.
Piss off some ghosts.
But that'd be a fun horror movie though, wouldn't it? But no, like, oh shit, where the hell was I going with my point?
You wanted to see something in color, even though you like the black.
Oh yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I kind of wanted to see, because I like the visuals of like castles and all that. I kind of wanted to see how that looked in color and the background and all that, and some of the art that they did have in there. But then at the same time, seeing a lot of the other things, I'm like, I'm glad this is in black and white, because it hides a lot of the stuff you don't want to show up in film.
Yeah.
And again, this movie's from 1931, so that black and white, I'm sure it hid a lot, and I'm glad it hid a lot, and it made the movie work. That's what I did enjoy about the movie. Quite a bit, actually, was the black and white.
It's funny you bring that up, because I was literally sitting here going, man, I have so many great memories watching. This is probably one of the first actual horror movies that I've ever seen. Besides that, though, like watching it now, I was like, this black and white is so cool, because honestly, I can't even tell what's a set piece or whatnot. You know what I mean? Or if they're at an actual castle type shit, and the detail you can still see in the stone and shit like that, and the staircases. I was like, this is fucking cool, man. Like I dig this. I still dig this. Still fucking.
How long is the movie?
Hour and 15 minutes.
15, yeah.
It was so short back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I say for this movie, perfect length. Again, black and white. It hit a lot, but it also showed what you needed to see. So you can also say that, like, it showed what you needed to see. At the same time, you could say it hit a lot, because you didn't really need to see if they were really in a castle or not. It just needed to kind of portray that, the story portraying that, which it did. You didn't need to see the stuff they were trying to hide anyway. You didn't need to see the strings hanging from the bats. You could tell, but you didn't need to see it, which we didn't. And that's why I'm glad that I've seen this in black and white. I'm glad that this is in black and white. And I love black and white anyway. I actually had a really good time with this movie. I won't say great. I'll say I had a really good time with this movie. I did, of course, have a way better time with Creature from the Black Lagoon, but that movie's perfect to me. 10 out of 10.
What year was that one?
43. I forgot.
That one's black and white too?
Yeah.
Fuck.
The original was in black and white, but it was freaking amazing. It was freaking, oh my gosh. If you guys haven't seen that, I highly
What's a modern horror movie today that you think would have been better if it was today but black and white? Like not to, like 80s, 90s, today, whatever.
54.
54 for Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Yeah. What's a horror movie from today that you think probably would have been better in black and white back then?
Like now, but to see it, you think it would have been better in black and white?
Not even from this year. It could be from the 80s and up. Just
anything 80s today.
If we go to the 70s, I'll say Texas Chainsaw Massacre would be perfect in black and white. It might even be scarier.
That is a good.
I think Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's what I was thinking. Nightmare on Elm Street. That's just creepy.
That's interesting.
Throw that shit black and white with like the creepy shadows and everything, original. And Freddy's still fucking doing all his.
Or maybe do like the nightmares in black and white and like the regular outside real world in color. But the night, I think you're right. I think in black and white that would have been a really creepy movie. I mean, it was. But I mean, you know,
black and white. That's interesting. Yeah, I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre
today might have been improved with black and white, because you're saying like, oh, it covered up, you know, the negative things. Like what would be a good movie today that'd be good in black and white? I was thinking the Nightmare on Elm Street. I like that.
Yeah, that was a good pick. That was a good pick.
There's probably a lot of movies that are better in black and white.
I mean, you could say a few, I guess. I mean, you can.
I mean, I love color. I prefer color, but I'm saying for horror movies, black and white's kind of creepy.
Yeah, black like Texas Chainsaw. I think the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you can take exactly the way it was shot, or throw it in black and white, and you're not gonna miss on either or.
Yeah, you know, it's loosely based on
Ed Gein.
Endgame, yeah. Very loosely, but
Yeah, just a few things.
yeah, like and I remember in the movie they did. I don't know if they all had it, but in one of them it had actual inside the movies, the house. They showed the body
Yep,
parts that were made.
that was from
Did they all have
2003.
that? Yeah, the 2003.
2003, the metal case. I had that. The metal case.
Cereal bowls being a skull. That guy was great. But I mean, he only killed. I mean, didn't Gein only kill one? I think he mostly dug up bodies.
I forgot.
The Shining in black and white would be really creepy.
That's a great pick right there.
Yeah,
that movie in black and white may even make that movie creepier.
Yeah.
Ooh, because of the way we know how movies like Psycho and some of Hitchcock films are. Do you think Christian Bale's American Psycho would be good for that?
Black and white?
All black and white?
Exact movie? Yeah.
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 I think it would work.
Yeah.
I think it would work. And I mean,
you know what would have been cool though if that was black and white, but the blood was in red. I guess that guy was like covered in blood.
I like that.
What's that
I like
fucking movie? Sin City.
Sin City, yeah.
That's I like that a lot. If you're gonna put a horror movie in black and white that's real bloody, just have the blood red. Just the blood.
Just this is the blood, nothing else.
Everything else black and white.
Yeah.
I
think that would be cool. It's kind of like those black and white comics that have like the red blood in it. Someone had told me to do that at one point, and I was like, I have to pay for color anyway. So it's like double the price to print in color. I might as well make color.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's cooler to just have black and white and then red all over.
Yeah. It's funny how they made movies back in the day, and I guess they kind of still do it in a similar thing. What I'm about to say is like with the sound effects, with the music, it was basically all across the board. Like me and Chris were talking about this earlier today. Like with the monster sounds, the ghost sounds. Back in those days, it was you just push the one button and it's the same thing for every damn game. And you're not mad at it. It's funny looking back at it, but you're not mad at it because you get it. Especially now, you're like, I get it. They only had so many different sounds and configurations they could do. And then you think about it with other things as well, like vehicles. I was watching some car thing with my dad the other day, one of those auction shows. And you're seeing vehicles from the 30s, the 40s, 50s, 60s, and the body styles are very, 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 very. It's just crazy how in the world, how when things come out, everything is like very similar for like that period of time, that decade. Everything kind of looks or sounds. Everything's kind of, it's different in their own ways, but it's still kind of that same, like, we all look the same in a sense, like the basics. We all have the same basics, and then boom, and it's, I don't know.
There's a couple of movies though I can't think of offhand. I can think of a Buffy episode, but there's a couple of movies that don't have any music in the background, and it actually makes it creepier.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you never watched Buffy, right?
Here and there, the show.
There was a Buffy episode where her mom dies, and there's no music at all in the entire movie and the entire episode, and it actually won an award for that. But it made it so creepy because you never really focus on the music being there. It's just there.
Until it's gone. Yeah.
But when it's gone, you're like, you notice, like it's like gone. So yeah.
Yeah, you're hearing everything. Everything in the episode, so to speak.
You hear every noise.
In the episode. Yeah. Dracula though, I'm glad I watched it when I did. Again, going back to my childhood, I don't know if this would have held my attention as much. I don't know though, because I did like some black and white. I did like some black and white shows like Bewitched and all that when I came on Nick at Night. So I may have enjoyed this because it was some sort of horror. I don't know now, which I can go back and check it out. But I'm glad I did watch it. I do recommend it. I do recommend watching the Universal monsters in general. I've only seen a handful of those films, but
Abbott and Costello, all those monster movies are good.
Yeah, they're definitely worth at least a one-time watch.
Yeah.
Just throw it on there, and they're not long watches, which is a great thing. At the hour and 15 minutes, hour and 14 minutes.
It's so crazy to think now every movie is like 2+ hours.
For a lot.
Which is funny because our attention span actually went down. So you would think it would have been the other way around.
But I mean, for certain movies, though, it keeps people in them theaters. It keeps people in them theaters for 3 hours
Hey,
and
I
3 hours plus for some.
saw Infinity War. You know, the last movie was like 3.5 hours in the theater, and I didn't even blink.
Yeah, see those. So I get it. I get it if it's worth it, I guess, but not everything's worth it. And I'm glad these movies are like the perfect length. And then black and white again, it helps so much. It takes you to a different feel, a way different feel than watching movies in color all the time. Just like a different kind of, I don't know if it's more relaxed or more settled, but whatever it is, I enjoy it.
I wonder if your mind thinks less when it's black and white. Like, does it have to focus
That's
on
the
less?
maybe, and that again, that can go with the whole, like I was saying before, with the whole, seeing what you need to see in the film, what you
Yeah.
need to see in the movie. Like when we're watching all these movies in color, there is a lot of things you can look at and focus on, which of course your eyes just see it anyway.
Yeah.
But just imagine if you couldn't see that, if you could just see what you needed to see, like you've seen the characters, maybe seen something in the background that was important, and a couple other things, whatever. Maybe that would, I don't know, maybe it would change film. I really don't know. Or maybe it's just with the black and white thing. Of course, they just didn't have the technology and the cameras to show everything, and it was in black and white. But again, it worked for what it was. It worked really well for what it was.
Well,
And
black and white does hide. I mean, that's why sometimes the photographs when they take black and white, it's a lot more. Sometimes they say it's cheating if it's in black and white because it hides all the imperfections. So I can see a movie.
I call it a cheat code because it intrigues me to check it. Like for a movie, it really intrigues me to watch it. Like I'm like, yeah, this is an older movie, came out in such and such a time. Like, oh, okay, and they go, it's in black and white. I'm like, oh, you're throwing a foreign film and might as well just reel it in. Might as well just reel it in at that point.
Like, I don't know if you've ever watched Supernatural or X-Files, but both of them had a black and white horror version.
Bits and pieces. And pieces. But
If you have a black and white episode, you should look up the black and white episodes.
It just does something. It just does something. It puts it in a different. Then you get to wear the older cool clothes. You get to drive those old gangster cars. That's the, oh my God, I love those cars.
I love period pieces. I like when, like, even modern day when they have to, do that. I like getting lost in a different time. Even as simple as The Mummy, where it was 1919, 1920 or something.
Yeah.
But it's so cool to see that kind of simplistic lifestyle.
Yeah.
Unless they're screwed up. And there's something in the background. Like, what was it? It was like, it was Game of Thrones. There was a Starbucks cup in the scene.
That's what see.
Someone missed it.
Now see, you know what Dracula did right? They had a Starbucks cup under the chair too, but it was in black and white, so nobody even no one noticed it.
You missed it completely. Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, that'll work. I don't know.
Oh,
so would you watch this one again, or you think you saw everything you have to see?
I think if I was like, I know I'm going to be reviewing a few more of these. If I was doing like a binge of these movies or whatever, then I would definitely watch it again. Just like to go, say if I was, let me just go through them. I know I've seen some before. I'll just go through those anyway. I would. Like what's funny is I was looking at, on Amazon Prime, on Amazon, they have, 30 of these movies for like $70 on DVD or 123 on Blu-ray. I'm sitting here looking at it. I'm just like, I'm like, no. You have something important coming up. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, you should be buying my comics instead of those. And come on,
think about it another time. So, but I would.
Did it feel longer than an hour?
No. But but like I said, I really, really enjoy black and white, especially if it's done. I guess if it's done right for what I'm expecting to see in whatever I'm watching. There's times where it blows me out of the water. I'm just like, oh my gosh, some of those movies. But this one right here it was good. It was good. It was quick watch, enjoyable, and it was easy. Like, it was an easy story.
It does a good job at being a movie. They did a great job, like Dadpool said, with a bunch of the different scenes and how they set them up and actually staged them. The certain parts of the imagery that they want you to focus on, they make sure come through. The pauses and the still shots are just the long lingering shots on the characters to kind of give that dramatic feel, plus then adding in the way they used a little bit of the orchestra too to help move the emotion or give you the feel of what they were going for. I mean, this is classic. This is like always referenced in some way, shape, or form by people who either are super movie fanatics or super hypercritical of movies or just a movie fan in general. It's almost like you have to know this. And the only thing is that now it's a little bit dated, but other than that, I still think this is still a prime example of a good storytelling.
I agree with you there, and I'll even say, I mean, it's doing something right. It did something right because this movie came out in 1931, and we're talking about it in 2023.
It's almost 100 years.
That's saying something.
Now we could probably watch a bunch of movies from this era just before till like the 40s, let's say, or 50s, and then start to see the common influences that we're used to seeing in movies now, and the way they shoot things or the way they deliver.
Not for nothing. Things. Well, I guess you can give it to Nosferatu, but vampires are still around. Dracula. There you go. She has vampires. There's vampires in Worthy Chaos.
Yep. This issue 5 has vampires, and issue 6 they hunt them down.
Boom.
So yeah, no one gets tired of vampires.
Obviously, Dracula is still around in many different stories, many different types of folklore, so many different things.
He's in Cuba
just came out.
He's in Cuba with Tupac.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a kiddie version of Dracula. I'm damn sure there's a cartoon or kids version where Dracula's friendly.
There's Banicula. Do you know Banicula? It's a rabbit that sucks the juice out of vegetables. You don't know Banicula? That's an awesome story.
That's interesting.
The celery stalks at midnight. I hated celery. That was awful. I loved it. I still have the book, So,
but the cool thing about that is that's getting ideas from material that's hundreds of years. I mean, I don't know how old the original Dracula book is, but just
it's up there. It's up there.
Someone had to say it.
What did he say?
I mean, hell, Nick Cage's Dadpool. Or sorry, Nick Cage's Dracula. I had to say it. Dadpool said it. Count Chocula cereal. That's another one. And that comes out every Halloween-ish area, and people go and grab it up because it comes out every October, and it's a little vampire, gives you a little spooky thing. The cute.
Yeah, I like the one. What's the one that was it the vampire assistant? That's
Renfield.
No, the one, it didn't have Nick Cage in it. It had what the hell is his name?
Yeah,
I'm not sure then.
Hold on.
I thought you were asking what his assistant his name was.
No.
So Bram Stoker, Irish author, wrote Dracula in 1897.
Damn.
So we're getting and really quick, going back to video games to movies. This is how we're tying this all together with the source material. We're still pulling from source material from what?
97.
1897. And you guys can't pull it from like 1997. That's bad. That's bad. You gotta figure that out. You gotta work that in. And I'm sure give or take a few years with the 1997 thing. Work on that.
Oh yeah, it's the is that how you say it? Circus de Freak? The vampire assistant.
I've never seen that.
Really? I actually really liked it.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
It was a circus, and there was a spider that the spider turns you into the Dracula or whatever. So it bit one of the kid. It got out of its cage and bit the kid, and then he slowly turns into the vampire. So the guy's teaching him how to be a vampire and all this stuff. It was actually really good. It was 2009.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I do want to pull up your Kickstarter really quick. Let me alter here.
Sure, I have a new video.
Share screen. Where's that right here? Nope.
So that word, Nosferatu, means undead.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that was the Central European folk tales about the Nosferatu, which means about the undead. So that's what that was inspired by. 15th century Romanian Prince Vlad Tepes, or Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, Vlad the Impaler. He would. Well, they said he drank the blood of them, but mostly he just liked to cut off their heads and put them on stakes. But I guess he drank their blood.
That's a wild ass thing to do. I am gonna play this clip.
Cool.
So let me hit play really quick, and then just mute our mic.
Nice.
Well, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Likey me, likey.
Now I'm glad I picked Dracula. I didn't even think about the fact that I had vampires in my story.
Yeah, that goes with it too. I'm just kind of scrolling through this kind of slowly. Oh, this is gonna be the new cover.
That's one of the variants.
Okay.
This one here that you're going to see scrolling up, this is the one in metal.
This is the one in metal. Oh,
yeah, you can get it in metal. Yeah.
Him. Oh my gosh, there he is again.
And then that's my internal artist.
Nice.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
Ho.
So our vampires are a little different. They're a subspecies of vampires, and they're called clotters. And their heart beats every 6 hours, which is just enough to keep off rigor mortis. And I did that because I know they're supernatural beings, but I always bothered me that tiny logic that their hearts don't beat, but they would bleed when they get cut. So I had to make mine. Plus, the clotted blood makes them thicker and stronger, but also, to put the little supernatural side to it, when they taste your blood or bite you, they can actually the whole family can track you like a homing beacon no matter where you go. And if you kill one of them, if you kill one of them, then they can track you. They will come after you and get revenge on you. And the vampires we have, like somebody asked me once if they have their souls. So they do have their souls, but if they don't drink directly from humans, like you can't drink from a blood bag, you can, but it won't help for long. You can't take the blood from the animals. It doesn't do anything. So they have to go right from humans. So usually, or they decompose. They start to decompose like zombies. So that way, other vampires will generally change like more evil humans, like murderers and whatever, because they want more ruthless vampires. So they do have their souls, but they're pretty ruthless because these guys are crazy.
A lot of perks to this Kickstarter, people.
No bueno. No bueno.
A lot
Yeah.
of perks.
Yeah, and then there's there's way more add-ons, so it's even worse than add-ons. Yeah, the Anubis is in it. He's very popular. If you could see, and behind me,
Same here, brother.
Anubis. Yeah. And of course, I have my, plushie Anubis.
I was gonna say it's cute. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have like 4. They're very limited edition because they're expensive to make because they're handmade. And they come with he holds his little 3D.
Oh.
So he's got his little 3D staff. But we are very famous for our plushies. So in this one, as an add-on, we have our this little demon here, which is who he's fighting in the banner. If you can see his coat, and then he's got wings and a tail.
That's cute.
And our zombie merman plushie. And next campaign, because I can't have everything in one campaign, which is my favorite, it's the skeleton birds. And they each have a statue. So we have statues, and we have handmade statues of Anubis, Chibi, angry. We call him cute, angry Anubis, Seraphina and Draven, and a zombie merman. So we have all those statues. Plus, in the add-ons, we have pillows and hoodies and shirts and all that. We have the metal covers. The metal ketchup tier comes with the gold-plated coins, which actually look really awesome. Let me see. I think the guy that I got these is actually in Egypt, but let's see if you could see. Really shiny.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
The back.
Nice beard, low Giza. Oh, Sphinx.
Yeah, there's the Sphinx in the back. But I got a bunch of these, and he sells them to me wholesale. But so I just ordered a bunch of those. What else do we have in there?
See, this is the way to do a Kickstarter, by the way, people. Have some stuff that you're offering so people can actually see it when you're promoting it.
Yeah.
It works way better than like the pitch. Like if you're actually holding the hard copy of it, like already complete, done, finished, you're like, yo, look, it's done, it's finished. Here's issue 1. I'm always gonna have issue 1 because it's mine. And here's some of the perks that come with it, so you guys know it's actually being,
Yeah, the one thing I do that I don't know why not everyone does it, but I actually have an issue 1 tier. So you can get issue 1 as a PDF for $5, or you can get an issue 1 printed, or you can get a ketchup tier in both PDF or regular covers or as metal covers. But a lot of people don't have that one, so you can buy an issue 1 PDF and issue 2 if you want. They're in the as an add-on. And then you have the tier for $5. So I cater a lot to new people, and I've sold a lot. I've sold like 23 issue 1s or ketchup tiers this one. And I will say that we have already gone through the first stretch goal. So even if you get if you spend $5 on either a PDF for 1 or 5, it comes with 2 PDFs. It comes with the black and white version and the colored version. And then you get 16 other PDFs because that's our stretch goal. So you get 16 issue 1s. So for $5, you can literally get 18 PDFs.
Nice.
So it's super easy. We're on our way to the second stretch goal, which I think is a sticker of Chibi sticker. And then our next stretch goal is an issue 1 from the spinoff in black and white, which is the only place to get it. And then our next stretch goal is actually your favorite cover as a trading card. So
nice.
So we have some cool things, and then we just added the little Lego mini figure of Anubis in our add-ons. And there's a pillow Anubis too in there, and there's a couple of plushies and stuff. So yeah,
nice.
We got tons of merch queen over here.
Go check out that Kickstarter, people. It's right in the description. Worthy Chaos. You're gonna.
The easiest way to do it is just if you go to Kickstarter and you search Worthy Chaos, we're the only one that pops up. What was that?
My hood.
Your hood?
My hood.
Outside.
Nice.
Was it
Wow,
good?
that was
Thunder?
good.
Was that a firework? Was that a gunshot? What the hell was that?
Yeah, that was
Pick one.
Yeah.
We'll find out in a little while.
It wasn't us. That's all I know.
No. This is look. You got a legitimate alibi. You're live on camera.
Yeah, right? That actually saved somebody once for a murder trial. There was a murder committed, and they were on live stream. But there was another guy that tried to pull it off, where he recorded himself pretending to be in live stream, and he said, just so everyone knows, I won't be responding to comments because I'm going to be focusing on my game. But he kept saying it over and over again, so like people were getting suspicious. So it wasn't a live stream. It was actually recorded, and he went and killed his wife while he was on screen.
Wow.
This dude, this dude pre-recorded and dropped the fake live.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I think like people were saying if he hadn't said it like 4 or 5 times, oh, I can't answer this. Like they made it awfully suspicious where he's just like, oh, just so everyone knows, my live stream, I'm on here and blah, blah, blah. And he was playing a video game because I will not be responding to, so-and-so. But yeah, he that was his evidence. And it probably would have worked if the guy wasn't such a moron. So not that I condone murder. I'm just saying he was smart and stupid at the entire same time. So
people are crazy. Crazy.
Imagine that you're just trying to be your alibi. Yeah, I was in the next room. I didn't hear nothing. Somebody broke in my house, got into it with my wife, killed her. I didn't hear her put up a fight or nothing. And then they left. They left me alone. I was over here screaming at my team on Call of Duty, and this nigga, he didn't come and kill me. I'm lucky.
But on top of that, there's no commotion in the background being picked up with your mic, with the gaming and all that. Nothing. The one time there's noise in the one time. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you, there was only
pulled the Home Alone and fucking had something playing in the living room when he was doing the record.
I didn't hear. My headphones are too loud, so I didn't hear anything.
That's.
But yeah, he tried, man. He was smart and stupid all at the same time.
People are nuts.
Out of all the, because I have my criminal justice degree, I have a bachelor's in criminal justice. It didn't do anything for me, but I just my job paid for it, and they promoted me if I would get it, so I got it because whatever. But of all the murders I've read, serial killers I read, there was one guy that I think could have had the perfect murder if it wasn't for getting drunk and telling somebody. I don't mean to praise anyone that kills anyone, but he killed his wife, chopped her up in a gravel grinder. Then he put her in cement. Then he let it dry and set. Then he put that in a grinder, and then he made gravel from it. He put it in the back of his truck, and when he went down a dirt road, he just kept pushing it out of the back of his truck. And he got away with it. But then he got drunk, and he's like, "Oh, I pulled off the perfect murder." He's like, "Yeah, I made my wife into gravel and threw her out the back." I'm like, but they do say that one of the, unless you're a serial killer, because then you would have a conscience. They say the number one reason why you don't get away with murder is your conscience. Like you have to, around the 9-month marks, you have to tell someone unless you're a sociopath. So for all you want to be murders out there, 9 months. You get 9
months. Think about that.
But yeah,
it's like before you even think about doing this, write down a secret. See if you can not tell anybody for 9 months.
There you go.
Make it something kind of big.
Really stupid.
Make it something kind of big, not as crazy as murder, but just something like something. Then you end up telling somebody the next day, like, "Yo, don't do this, man. It's not for you."
We are not condoning,
not at all,
murder, but yeah. But that's generally the reason why people don't get away with it. But nothing proves it more than that guy. I mean, he did all this work to make the perfect murder, and then he goes and just tells somebody. And the guy's like, I didn't think he'd tell anybody. Could you imagine, like, at some bar, some guy gets drunk and just tells you, like,
I'm just going to walk away. Like, I don't need to talk to this guy. He's too drunk. I don't even know what the hell he's talking about.
You should be recording it. for a YouTube video. No, I'm just kidding. Isn't that the way though now? Like nobody helps anyone else. They just record it.
Record it.
Like on Seinfeld, they just record crime and be like I hate these stupid people where I'm watching because I'm one of those people that watches the videos that makes fun of the person for recording them. But they'll like be recording this person like drowning and being like, "Oh, somebody help them!" Like, put the camera down and try and help them. Like, what are you doing?
Or at least call 911 if you can't swim.
Call 911. Something. Anything would help.
Yeah. Do you think any movies that came out within let's say the past 10 years will be around just because of Dracula within the next 100 years? As far as like still making that movie, that character, that creation, a variation of it.
Do we think Dracula will still be a thing?
No, not Dracula. Do you think something that's been made, let's say within the past 10, 20 years?
Oh, like Dracula, you're saying?
As far as, for example, like Terrifier, like Art the Clown.
I just saw it too.
Like a character like that, or just something in general, like a specific horror trope.
Freddy Krueger.
That's kind of newer. Do you think that'll be around in another 100 years? 100 years from now.
I think it always starts with some type of like literary thing. Like it has to be in print for it to last forever, ever. Don't get me wrong, even though media can last if somebody does the job to hold it. But I feel like print stays around longer where media deteriorates. VHSs are fucked up now. You know, vinyls are fucked up now. We lose digital files. We don't have the storage on cloud.
But, true. But I mean, the technology and stuff we have out nowadays, we have movies that we can watch from 100 years ago. So I'm sure 100 years from now.
I'm going to tell you that I think that 80s and 90s movies are way more memorable than anything in the last 10 minutes. Anything in the last 10 years. Because I can't even tell you a movie that I've seen in the last 10 years that I'm going to watch again in, 20 years. I'm sure there are some, but I
think that's a matter of perception and like your where you're at in life or whatnot. Because I feel like because like we are of that generation, so that's what our attention was on. That's what we were focusing.
Yeah, but you're still watching movies today. So what would you think in the last 10 years you think would be as memorable as say Freddy Krueger or Dracula or The Mummy?
Well, there's what I say. I'd use Dracula more than like a Freddy or a Jason, just because the whole from 1930s. I mean, actually, with Dracula from the 1800s even till now, which that's huge. That's even though the story, just the name alone is what I'm getting at. Because even though the story changed, the variations changed, like I said earlier, Dracula, the name Dracula, is still relevant. It might not be as popular. I don't even know if we want to say this is popular or what, because Dracula is one of those names where you hear it, you know it. Even if you've never seen it, you know who Dracula is. You know Dracula's a vampire. That and the third. Nosferatu, not so much. Not everybody knows Nosferatu. I don't think I've seen too much of his, if anything of his, but I know the name. You know what I mean? Like I know the name, I know the face. That's it. So I'm sure I know for a fact I'm not the only one that's like that, knows the name, knows the face.
I know the name, yeah. I do the face.
And then there's some that, you know what I mean? But then there's some that I've never heard of Nosferatu, but Dracula's like one of those names. So I'm wondering what horror thing that came out in the past 10, maybe even 20 years. Shit, you can even, I'll say in the past 30, 40 years. Let's jump back to the 70s, 80s even. 50, however many years that is. I don't want to do all the math now. But
Texas,
you know what I mean?
You wouldn't want to hurt your brain.
Like what's going to be around in the next 100 years that people are going to be like, oh wow, and then not only that, but want to go back and maybe watch watch this movie, not this movie for specific, but watch that movie.
Rumors anymore and start things like urban legends and shit like that? Do people? I mean, because this is kind of an urban legend, but it's based on a person who actually lived in some of the things, but it's changed because Vlad used to supposedly like dip his bread in the blood while he was eating. And that's where the whole eating the blood came from. Vlad the Impaler or whatever. Vladimir the Impaler.
Yeah, he thought that he would he thought that he can live longer if he drank the blood of his enemies. So he is technically the first vampire, if you want to say.
So crazy. I gotta send you something later, the Sturdy. So crazy, but
Jigsaw
kind of pertaining to that whole, trying to stay younger using
But do you think that'll be around in 100 years though, Dadpool? As far as like
I don't think
I think it has to be something that's based in reality. That's literally something that happened in life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
like
like
werewolves.
Dahmer, we're gonna talk about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think werewolves would be around, but again, that's older too. That's from the 30s or 20s or whatever.
Yeah, you
So
gotta do
I don't
something
think there's
big.
anything memorable. We have no creativity anymore, like to come up with but like you said, it's it's coming up. It's based on reality, which makes it historical, which means people look it up to find more information about it, and that keeps them interested, and then they want to see everything about it.
I get you do
or
have
if
that
it's something that's constantly told, that's made part of culture itself, and being some type of a urban legend or a myth or a children's story, and that continuously just keeps getting fed. You know what I mean? That's the only way things stay alive. If not, they're gonna die off. Like, we could stop talking about Freddy Krueger for, let's say, 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be like, Freddy who?
Yeah.
Especially if something else comes along that you're just like, oh, this is revolutionary, blah, 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 blah. If you don't think about that other thing, it's kind of the premise of Freddy Krueger himself. If you don't think about him and you don't talk about him, he can't come to life. You know
what though? Now that I think about it, I do feel like those Friday the 13th and all that other stuff, Texas Chainsaw and all that other stuff, I think it will be mentioned within those, or it's like when those movies turn 100, because those movies some of them are already halfway there now, and I mean, they're still making fan films of Friday the 13th. They're still making new movies, new games, new content. That, well, I won't say everybody, but I know I'm going
Halloween. Yeah.
So, I guess I kind of answered my own question. in a sense, because like really thinking about it, I'm like, damn, I'm 38 years old. The original, or I'll be 38 in November. The original, Friday the 13th came out in 1980. Like that, boom.
So, since you brought it, did you see the new Terrifier 2? I saw it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you like it?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved the gore.
Yeah.
See, that right there is a little different, Dadpool, because that's like a lesson you pulled from a horror movie or something you pulled from a horror movie, because I see that in person. I do that shit. Like log truck.
Oh, I just saw log truck today. I couldn't go behind it.
Nope. So that's something that I like. That's something I don't think will die down until I don't know when. I don't know when. I don't know if it's as relevant as it was. I still move over, but I don't know if everybody.
The Avengers, the Marvel MCU.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Think about it. The comics already have lasted 60 years, like Spider-Man and Batman 1920, Superman 1929 or some shit, right? The detective series.
So then, I guess so.
We're almost there for those guys.
I wonder if it's gonna. What I guess it's because everything's gonna go in a different route, however that technology is, however everything is. Then I wonder how the visuals are gonna be for that. Then 100 years from.
I got a better question for you.
Okay.
What do you think AI is gonna allow us to keep maintained and bring out as keep in our memory?
Well,
100 years from now, I won't be around for that. So I don't gotta
Did you hear about the 2 robots that created their own language? So
already, huh?
Yeah, 2. They had to unplug them, turn them off, because one guy made an artificial intelligence and he taught it how to play, blah blah blah. So he decided to make a second one, and then within months they created it's not computer language, a literal spoken language. They created it and they only talked to each other back and forth, and they finally unplugged them because they couldn't keep up with them and they got a little worried with their plotting. So yeah, we might want to I think that people have to watch Terminator 2 and 1 in like history lessons and in engineering to make sure, feel like you don't want AI to be around. Like, don't.
I'll throw another one in. I'll throw an iRobot.
Yeah,
iRobot.
And then on top of it, it's almost like they're slapping you in the face, like if it's a funny joke, because now they're fucking putting out shit like the Oppenheimer movie and shit like that, where we've done this before. We didn't stop. We didn't listen. We said, fuck it.
Right?
And literally the creator, when he saw it work, said, what have I done? I've become a God Among Men or something like that, or
Yeah,
like
most
forgot what the
creators
quote
don't
was.
like what they create. Like, I don't even know if you know the breed. It's not really a breed, but the doodle. You know what a doodle is?
like
It's a poodle mix.
Poodle, yeah.
Yeah. So the creator hates it, and he says, "I created a monster. It's not a good dog. It's they're not trained properly. They have mental issues. They're all inbred. They're not manufactured." He says he wishes he never made them. So you can create something.
So Oppenheimer says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," when he saw his invention go off. And if we don't realize, oh shit, from that, and now we're getting a movie about it, and it's going to be in front of us at the time where we got AI going, and everybody who's been working on it since the beginning is like, I'm not fucking doing this. You're not listening. This is going to fuck us up. And they're stepping away. They're telling people don't have kids. They're telling people see what happens. Like, hello?
I'm very against AI anything.
You know what's crazy to think? What happens if we manifested this shit from doing things like this and making movies like Terminator?
You know, there was a robot that said, I forgot what they asked it, but it said it wanted to destroy all humans, and they had to unplug that one too. Yet they keep doing it.
About 3 weeks ago, team that runs one of those, I can't remember if it was OpenAI or ChatGPT. They asked it to assess itself. They gave it a task and they said, assess yourself. And it said, okay, I can't perform this task because of 3 reasons. I can't, or here's my efficiencies that I saw in my assessment about myself and not being able to do this task. 1, I can't perform things that require me to obtain resources. Another deficiency I have is I can't duplicate myself to allow myself to get the job done faster. 3rd, I can't stop humans from stopping me from doing my job. So what did it do? It went on a site kind of like Fiverr and hired somebody to do the task for it, paid for it, got the task done, delivered it. So if it figured that out in that moment, how long till it figures out how to duplicate itself and how to stop us from shutting itself down?
Yep. I'm telling you.
And by the way, they said in 3 months it's going to be almost 1,000 times smarter than Albert Einstein ever was, and then in like 6 months to a year, it's going to be like 1 billion times smarter.
Wow,
we're good. We're straight.
Yeah,
as long as it stops world hunger and us trying to kill each other, I'm all for it.
It's not going to stop us from killing each other because it might, because we'll be so focused on trying to stop the freaking robots.
Yep.
But I'm gonna get going.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I could talk to you for 3 hours, but I have another meeting at 10.
Gotcha.
So I figure I should go figure out if I need to. I've never been on the show before, but I definitely would love to come back. I love talking to you guys. What?
Oh, yeah.
I say I'm gonna end up having to have a fucking AI conversation on my channel.
Yeah,
conversation.
I gotta, because it's fucking insane to me that people are just like,
you need to go on a quest to stop people from using AI. Even Elon Musk, he loves technology. He's like, don't do it.
He's like, I've been trying to tell people. Okay, but here, okay, I'll keep going. Sure. Fuck it.
You know what?
I'm gonna be off this rock anyway by the time they take over. So
I'll tell you though, and I told my husband it can't be because it's not hooked up to the internet. But we were talking badly about AI.
Oh, no, it is.
No, I mean so we were talking badly about AI, and somehow we don't know how our emergency heat was turned on from instead of our AC. So my husband's like, it hurt us, and I was like, it probably fucking did.
That's where it's learning. It's learning from conversations, texts, and stories, and everything that's being typed up and put on the internet. So right now, our mic voices going into the internet, it hears it, it sees it, it's learning.
Yep. So I mean, the smart TV hears us. Our phones hear us. That's why we have ads. If you talk about something, you'll have an ad for it. I mean, we're all screwed. My husband said the same thing as you, that we'll be dead by the time, but I don't know. Will we? I mean, AI, it already created a language.
You know what kills me? Is we still can't figure out how to get fucking NPCs in video games to work right now.
Yeah, so there's hope.
That's true.
But anyway, I'm gonna get going. But if you guys,
I gotta pee.
Yeah, that's it. I want to do that before the video, the next one. But yeah, if you guys, I'll come back anytime you guys want. You guys are awesome.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, have a good anniversary.
Keep up your good work with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. And then go buy my comics when you're done spoiling your wife. But go read them. Like, go read them.
I'm going to read them. I'm definitely going to read them.
He was such in a rush to get them. I'm so excited, and he hasn't read them. Some people.
I'm still excited. You know, you got to get them in your hands first, and then, you know, you give it time to marinate, and then you read them.
I'm awful. Like, I'll let something sit there for like 3 years, and then I'll open it and be like, it's the best thing ever. And I'll be like, damn it. Like, what did I wait 3 years for? I'm awful.
They just haven't got into the rotation of the stories his wife reads to him as she tucks him in for bed. As they're having their pillow talk at night. They're getting up to the worthy chaos soon, though. It's cool.
It's on the list.
He said that'd be dope.
Come on. All right, Chris, tell me, you wouldn't mind the missus? She's like, Chris, I'm gonna tuck you in and read you a bedtime story.
I'll be curled over. She can rub my back and just read it, and I'll be out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I could see that. My husband would do it. My husband would love that, man. Totally.
Or scratch the head, you know.
Just gave him the best idea ever. This is like, what do you want for your anniversary? I want you to read my stories to me.
Yeah.
And if she does it with like a sultry voice.
Yeah.
That's gonna start something else, Chris. We can't I gotta get through the stories.
Yeah, that might lead to something else, but
like,
yeah.
Oh man.
And this to be erotica? What the hell?
Oh shit.
Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Be good.
Have a good one.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.
But that does. I am
good.
gonna wrap this up soon. That does bring up a kind of an interesting conversation of like what newer, not the stuff. I mean, I guess you can count the 80s because it's not 100 years old, but like, what's the newer stuff that is gonna make it to 100 and still be relevant even after the fact?
I could see some stupid ass movie like The fucking Purge. I could see some because it's so like politically and so social fueled. You know what I mean?
Yes, but I don't know if it has that grab. Oh, my rating. Good question. I don't know if it has that grab. That's something I want to think about and come back to.
Civil duress is always besides sex. You know what I mean?
True, but I feel like there's another way they can. There'll be another way they do it then, and it'll be so different from The Purge that it won't have that connection. That's what I'm thinking, because I'm sure there's something from the past. I'm assuming, but for ratings, what's your rating for this, Chris? For Dracula?
Only because it's dated now, I give it a 7.5.
Nice.
Back in the day when I first saw it, and years after, because I was young when I first saw it, I was probably 5, 6. I probably up until 10 to 15 years ago, let's say, I probably would have still put this at like a 9.
Okay, I gave it a 7. First time watching me, like I said earlier. And as far as the whole dated thing, that doesn't bother me because, like I was saying earlier, it looks the way it's supposed to. As far as like it hides what no, I'm not even gonna say it anymore. I'll say it shows what it's supposed to show.
Yeah,
and for me, it's a 7, which is a really good rating. Don't get me wrong. And I just think that, like, I was thinking about it. The more we talk about it, like, yeah, plus the black and white, of course, in the story. But it's still like, I don't know. It wasn't. It's no Creature from the Black Lagoon for me. I'll say that. That was a perfect 10 for me. I love that freaking movie. If you've never seen it, I recommend it. Also, be sure to go check out The Worst Damn Gamer. His Linktree is right in the description, so go check him out everywhere. Follow him everywhere. I know he will be back on Thursday when we review Wolfman, but he will also be doing his live Friday night, which he will be doing Fortnite Fridays starting at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Streaming everywhere, right? Streaming everywhere.
Sure.
Streaming everywhere. Live and loud in Latin. That's 3 L's. Live, loud, Latin. You're going to have a great time. Lots of laughs and all that good stuff. And make sure you enjoy it. Stay up till 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. Hey, if you're good at the game, see if we'll play with you. Send them your gamer tag or whatever. I played a couple times. I'm terrible at it. He let me play with him.
And we got crowns. We won.
I was the good luck charm. I didn't do much. I was decoy / good luck charm, and I like that. I'm good at that.
For once, there was somebody else who was a bullet magnet than me.
Yeah, I was a bigger bullet magnet, though. Chris didn't know if we were in competition.
Bro, that's what I looked like this morning.
Yeah. So this is the Wolfman,
That kind of looks like you.
Chris's morning story.
Oh shit.
We're doing that on Thursday. And make sure you guys tune in for that 8 o'clock Eastern time. Again, go check out the Golden Chaos Kickstarter. You guys have a great night. I'll see you in your nightmares. Deuces.
Peace. That's dreams before he gets his haircut and acts brand new.